Imagine you're standing alone in a vast open field just as the sun begins to set. The colors of the sky blend into an endless palette of oranges, pinks, and purples, and for just a moment you feel overwhelming sense of unity with everything around you. You're not just witnessing this spectacle, you're part of it, a part of the whole. This profound connection, this feeling of being one with your surroundings, is what we often lose in our daily lives, caught up in the hustle of modern existence. But what if I told you that this unity, that this sense of oneness isn't just a fleeting moment, but it could be a constant way of experiencing life? I'm Roach, Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, my YouTube channel, where I share parts of my journey from going around the world through life, crossing a wide spectrum of human experience, from high to low, as most people in American society define high and low. This channel is all about inspiring common people to find their power. Let's dive into a conversation inspired by Alan Watts, who explored the intricate dance between the individual and the world. Watts was a philosopher who challenged us to look beyond the surface of our daily lives, to understand our true nature. He posed a question: if you could ask God one thing, what would it be? Many, he noted, would ask, who am I? This question isn't just a philosophical question, it's deeply personal, because the I that we think we know is often an illusion shaped by society, culture, and our own misconceptions. Watts talked about how we've been led to believe that we're separate from the world around us, that like islands in a vast sea. But he argues that we're more part of the waves, part of the ocean itself, not just distinct from it. The perspective isn't just poetic. It has profound implications for how we interact with technology, nature, and each other. When we consider democracy, religion, and the Constitution from this lens, interesting insights emerge. Democracy in its ideal form is about recognizing that we're all part of the same societal fabric, where every individual's voice is an expression of the collective. However, the practice often falls into the trap of emphasizing individualism over unity, leading to conflict rather than collaboration. Watts might suggest that true democracy is about understanding our interconnectedness, where decisions are made not from a place of separation, but from a recognition of mutual influence. Religion, particularly in the Western context, has often served as a guide for moral and spiritual life, yet Watts critiques how it sometimes focuses more on the external rituals and less on the internal transformation. He points out that many Western religious practices can lead to hypocrisy because they encourage behavior change without a change in consciousness. He looks to Eastern philosophies like Zen Buddhism, which use paradox and direct experience to dissolve the ego, suggesting that the true spiritual growth comes from realizing our oneness with things, not just from following doctrines. The Constitution as a legal framework aims to protect individual rights while ensuring societal harmony. Here, Watts, he has these ideas that can be seen as a call to interpret these rights not as barriers that separate us, but as pathways to interact more harmoniously with each other and our environment. The legal system, much like our understanding of the self, can mistakenly treat human beings as isolated units rather than parts of a greater whole. where each action has a ripple effect across the community and the ecosystem. Watts emphasizes the need for transformation in how we perceive ourselves. He suggests that our battle against nature, often expressed through technology, stems from this false sense of separation. Instead of fighting nature, we should see ourselves as part of it. Using technology not to dominate, but to harmonize with our environment. This shift requires us to move from a mindset of control to one of cooperation. He also delves into the concept of the fallacy of misplaced concreteness, a term borrowed from Alfred North Whitehead. It means we often mistake our abstract ideas for concrete realities. For example, we might think of ourselves as fixed entities when we are, in fact, processes, constantly changing and interacting with our surroundings. This realization can shift how we approach life, from living in our past or future of our own making to being fully present in the now. To live this way, Watts advocates for a kind of mental silence akin to the Zen practice of mushin, or no mind, where we stop the internal chatter and just experience the world. This isn't about becoming thoughtless, but about ceasing to be caught up in our thoughts, to engage with life directly, moment by moment. Here's a quick summary of this video. Understanding the self, we often mistake our identity as something separate from the world, but Watts suggests we're inherently part of a larger system, like a wave in the ocean. Democracy and unity. True democracy thrives on recognizing the interconnectedness of all citizens, not just their individual rights. Religion and ego. Western religion can inadvertently support ego by focusing on outward morality rather than on inner transformation. Eastern practices aim to dissolve this ego from a deeper spiritual connection. The Constitution, it should be viewed as a dynamic interaction of rights and responsibilities reflecting our unity rather than our division. Technology and nature. We must shift from viewing technology as a tool to conquer nature to one that aids in living in harmony with it. Mental silence. Embrace moments of no mind to live fully in the present, reducing the noise of the past and future concerns. Misplaced concreteness. Don't confuse abstract ideas with reality. We are processes, not static beings. I'm Mark Roach, wishing you all the best.